Hey everyone, welcome to this week's video log. This is vlog number 3, and I apologize for it being vlog number 3. I know we're in the 4th week. I got really busy last week between my PT test and work. I just didn't have time to knock the vlog out like I wanted to. So here you go. Here's vlog number 3. Just remember, as we go through the year, there is going to be points and times where real life takes over, and I don't have the time to always go and record the vlog and get it up to you that same week. It might be a week late, and there's going to be other instances such as vacation or having to do things throughout the year. So thank you as always for watching. Let's get into it. So first, guys, I really want to talk to you about what is going on with my health. I'm doing really well. I'm still at 216 pounds. I've managed to maintain that 11-pound loss that I got for the month of January, which I think is really good. The biggest mistake I've made during this whole timepiece is I freaking went and I ate McDonald's. I think it was it McDonald's? It was McDonald's. No, it was Burger King. I went to Burger King on base for lunch one day, and I got, the what was it? The barbecue bacon king and fries and a Coke. I can tell you about 4 hours after I ate that, I just felt sluggish. I felt like I didn't have the energy to move around, and I could tell it just wasn't jiving with my body. Like, wasn't sick or anything. I just felt blah. Like, and it was the first time I had felt that way in a long time, because I've been really good about, making sure I consume about 100 ounces of water a day. I drink 1 to 2 cups of coffee only now. I've drawn that all the way back down. I used to drink a lot, probably 8 to 10 cups of coffee a day. And I've reined that in. I've eaten very healthy. I'm making sure I stay under the 1,800 calories that my body needs for my metabolic rate. My basal rating, whatever it is 1864. So, I've been really good about staying 1,600 calories daily to encourage my body to lose that weight, especially it going after the fat, because I'm eating a diet high in protein. So, your body needs carbs to continue to run, and now I've gone and I'm eating more protein than carbs. I still have carbs in my diet, and maybe I should cut them out a little more, but I like carbs. I like, biscuits, and I like rice, but I'm learning to eat portion size, a half a cup of rice or a quarter cup of rice, or, half a baked potato instead of a whole baked potato. It's really worked for me, and it's really helping. Also, walking, I make sure I walk every day, and I got into a really good routine for my cardiovascular health, as far as making sure, I'm walking at, right now I'm up to an elevation of 4 on my treadmill, and then I'm using it at 3.6 to 4.0 miles, depending on how my legs feel. Am I really tired that day? Did I really push myself the day before? Most days, if you guys check out my Twitter, I was uploading pictures of the treadmill finished screenshot. Some days I remember to do it, some days I don't, but it's all tracked within my S Health, my food, my exercise times, and, I'm keeping tabs on how much weight I lost. I did really well for the month of January. Like I said, I lost 11 pounds. I lost 4 inches off my waist. I don't really see it, but that's because I see myself every day. So I'm hypercritical of how I look, as I try to push through this. I want this to be a healthy 2017. I want to eat healthier. I want to drink healthier, and I want to exercise way more. Hashtag walk 1,000 miles is my goal. And if not, just walk the 1,000. I want to be able to run by the end of the year. Next week, I do start physical therapy for both my knees. They're going to do a complete knee protocol on me, and they're going to decide where I start as far as walking or running, and they're going to help me through that process. So we'll see how that goes and how I progress as I go through their physical therapy, most likely for the next 90 days at least. Excuse me. And, we'll see how that changes the strengthening of my knees, my quads, and my calves, to strengthen my whole area. I also was told I need to strengthen my hips. So I've got, more stuff to do. I've started adding more squats into my, morning routine. Squats. I do squats, push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, the basic stuff I need to pass my Air Force PT test, which is required to keep my job. So I got to maintain that certain physical fitness level. Now, being hurt last year with the crack I had in my leg, it was a fracture that had been there for a long time. They said it's healed up now. It's completely closed off, and they said it looks good. No more knee brace for me. That's good. But we'll keep progressing through the year. The goal is to be around 190 pounds by the end of 2017, if not lower, and have way less body fat. I'd like to get around 15% body fat, considering right now when I did my in-body scan at the beginning of January, I was at 33%. So if I can cut that in half, basically, that would be phenomenal. It's going to be hard, I know that, but I'm going to continue to work it and do the best I can. And I appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. Twitter and Facebook and, the people in the stream being very positive about my new healthy lifestyle. So thank you guys for everything you do for me. Let's jump into gaming now. We got our first beta invite of the year, which is pretty cool because it's January and we already pulled one beta invite to close beta 3 for Revelations Online. Now, I'd heard of this game a little bit. I didn't really pay much attention to it, but it's done by my.com for us in the Western side. I believe it's already out on the Eastern, and they did a decent job with that. I can't say it's great. I can't say it's bad. There's still a lot of testing to do with it. I started the game and I played their gunner class, which is the ranged DPS class. And it was pretty cool. I picked it because it uses a sniper rifle and 2 pistols. So dual wielding pistols, which, I'm a cop. I like guns. So I can't say much about that. It was an easy no-brainer pick for me. But, at the end of the day, the gunner is the class I went with for the closed beta 3. I got around level 14, level 15. I didn't oversaturate myself in the game to where I overthought it. I played here and there throughout the closed beta testing, and I think it's pretty good for the most part. I can say the story itself, when I started, it wasn't really hook, line, and sinker for it. What kept me going into the game... What kept me going in the game was the fact that I liked, the combat style. It felt very fluid as far as the mechanics went, like the dodging and the moving and the shifting left and right. I did play, it does give you the options between tab targeting and, action combat all the way. I picked tab targeting, because I'm used to, as an MMO player, tab targeting between my targets. So, the movement was very crisp and it looked solid. I did not like how it looked when my character ran around. It looked very awkward and clumsy as far as his running goes. Now, for, moving through the areas quickly, it's an open world. It was a lot of fun. There was one loading screen I hit, which isn't too bad. It was going to another zone, I believe, like getting on the ship or whatever. And it took you into a storyline content on the ship before you arrived at the next area. But, as far as moving through the areas, it was very, very quick if you understand how to use your stamina. Basically, I don't know what they called it in the game, and we'll be doing a more in-depth review than this. This is just so you guys know what's going on and what I was working on this week. You jump into the air, you can hit your movement button, twice, and it'll allow you to run forward, and then you can jump, and you basically can glide through the air, and you can continuously use spacebar to jump higher and higher. You can get up pretty high in that game. I climbed to the top of the building to the point where it told me I was going to leave the zone. It didn't say there was going to be a loading screen. It just told me if you go any higher, you're going to end up leaving this area. So I thought that was pretty funny that I had elevated myself that high into the air through jumping on buildings in the city to leaving a zone. So the movement, it's fun, it's fluid, it's fast. It was fun flying through the air and gliding. I did get to use the wings ability twice. The first time, the mayor of the city gave me his wings to use, and I flew up to the area to where I needed to do one of the initial quests. And then I, flew back down, gave him his wings back apparently. And then at another later portion of the quest through the storyline, I got to use another set of the wings to fly up when I was tag teaming the main bad guy who attacked the city, to fly up to the top of the waterfall and work my way through there. So that was pretty cool using that. I'm hoping as closed beta 4 comes, I'm hoping to get back into it, because I do want to play another style of character. I want to try a melee character and see how that works and how well and fluid the combat is there. I also want to try out the action combat system versus using the tab targeting system, because I really like the action combat system they have in Blade and Soul. So I'm hoping it's very similar to that, and it feels really good with the way you play through and how everything lines up for your character. So like I said, so far the story hasn't grabbed me. The combat's been fun. The movement's fun. It is huge. Like, the areas are huge that you go into. And I've only been in a little bit of the game. I'm around a level 13 or 14, I think. They do have daily rewards for every time you log in. Then on top of that, you get a reward for playing for 5 minutes, and then 15 minutes, and then 30 minutes. So that's pretty cool. And you use a mark-off system. It's just like any other game, Warframe or any of them that give you a daily reward system. Marvel Heroes does it. So there's some cool stuff you can get in there. I also liked how they present the gear to you. So when you get a new piece of gear, through doing a quest reward, like it's a quest reward, when you pick it up, you spacebar and you complete the quest, it automatically brings it up and says, hey, you've got this new piece of gear that's better than your old piece of gear, and you can choose to equip it right there, and it'll put it on for you. Instead of you having to go into your inventory and put it on, you can just do it right away. But I can see as you get further into the game, you may not necessarily want to take off a piece of gear due to statting conflictions. And that always comes down to, min-maxing stuff. But so far, so good. I'm not mad at it. I think graphically it could use a lot of enhancements. I don't think it's on the same page as another game My.com released, and I know it's not by the same company. Skyforge is another game that was done by My.com and brought to the West, which I thought they did really well with, and I really enjoy it. I just wish there was more people playing it. But, graphics, hopefully as we go through, they'll tune them, they'll get better. We'll get more access to more, making sure we can fully optimize that game on our PC, if we can run it at the most extreme settings to test it out and to see what's going to happen with our frame rate, how the combat's going to be at that level then, and we'll go from there. But enough about Revelations Online. If you guys have played it, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. The last thing I want to talk about is the new series we're starting on the YouTube page. We've already got the vlog series going. We're now starting a new series called the MMO Grind. And it's exactly what it sounds like. I want to grind through multiple MMOs that I just haven't had a chance to play. And I really want to give them a shot this time around. Some of them I have played before, but I was too busy with WoW or too busy with Final Fantasy to really play through the storylines to see how they are. And those, some of them are going to be Arcade, Black Desert Online I want to try out, Wildstar, which I've never touched, Guild Wars 2, which is a buy to play, and I played about 20 levels into it, but I just didn't give it the time of day because I was still playing World of Warcraft. I want to go through and play, there's Echo of Souls, which is another free-to-play game. I want to see how that plays. That's free to play on Steam. There's so many games out there that I really enjoy the MMO atmosphere, and I want to try them out. So, we're going to go through and do playthroughs of them, and I'm going to drive myself crazy is what it's going to come out to be. But it's going to be a grind, and it'll be a fun grind as we do it along the way. We're going to do it on the stream, and we're going to put the videos up on YouTube. So I hope you guys like that content. I hope you enjoy it as we are able to progressively put that out. If there's a certain game that I haven't talked about that you guys know is coming out, let me know so we can look at it and decide, if we want to put it in the series. Another big game that I'm going to be playing a lot of, obviously I play Final Fantasy right now, and I'm raiding in it, and we're having a really good time. But June 20th, Stormblood comes out. So with the release of Stormblood, obviously we'll be playing a lot of that. The release date is tentatively June 20th, is what Yoshi P talked about at the last fan festival. They have not given us a hardened date in either the live letters or the fan festivals yet, but it's tentatively listed as June 20th. There is going to be early access if you pre-ordered it, and I already went and pre-ordered my copy. I did pre-order the digital collector's edition to keep with the trend. I have the digital collector's edition for A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, and now I'll have it for this also. The actual hard copy collector's edition looks really amazing, and I was really torn, guys. Like, I really wanted to get the hard copy collector's edition because I want the Eorzea map. That Eorzea map, you know, it would be awesome to frame and put on the wall next to my desk as part of my collection. The statue looks amazing. It looks like super quality and good detail. It reminds me a lot of the Malgus statue and how well that was done as part of the Star Wars The Old Republic Collector's Edition. But at the end of the day, I didn't want to invest $199 in that game. I thought the $60 was a smarter bet. I'll get my money out of the $60. And, you know, I really didn't need the art book. And I like art books, but I didn't need it because all my World of Warcraft collector's editions sit up there right above us, and they collect dust. There's no art books out laying around for people to look at. Everything is, you know, put in there nice and neatly, even to include the mouse pads. You know, I break them out, I open them on stream, I show everybody what came in it, say how cool it is and how happy I'm with it, and then it gets put away and it just sits there. So, you know, I thought it was better to buy the digital collector's edition. So early access, if you pre-ordered, will start around June 16th. And that is tentative also, depending on the release date. If they have to push it back, if they bring it forward, you never know. But it looks like it's going to be 4 days of early access to get in there before the people who didn't buy it. Now, here's something for you guys to know. If you are playing the game on Steam, you cannot pre-order through their store. Pre-orders for Steam will be available in March sometime. They didn't give an exact date, I don't think. I do not believe, I should say. And you'll have to get it through there so your code and everything transfers over and you don't waste your money. Don't go to the Square Enix store and buy it. Just go to Steam, wait for May, and you'll be able to get a copy. Same thing goes for PlayStation. Obviously, you're going to have to buy your expansion, you know, via hard copy through the store. You can order it on Square Enix or you can buy it through the PlayStation store. That's up to you. But they do, which is cool. I think this is really cool. They do have a hard copy collector's edition. Now, mind you, that hard copy collector's edition, I didn't mention this earlier, is running for $199. That's not overly too much in this day and age. I mean, I spent $120 on my Battlefront purchase from the PlayStation Store, which was the digital edition, to make sure I got the season pass and everything. So realistically, for what you guys, the normal MMO player, will get out of an expansion, and if you love Final Fantasy, be it on the PlayStation or on the PC, I'm sorry, Steam players, you can't get it. But if this is the game you play, then yeah, go at it, have at it. But look at each edition and make your decision wisely based on what you want to get out of it. Man, so yeah, there's Stormblood coming out. There's a lot of games coming out this year. Blessed Online is another one I really would like to play and get beta access to show off to you guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. There's another game, and I need to look it up so I can tell you guys what it's called. We need to go to YouTube. That's a top-down, like almost looks like Diablo gameplay style, but it's an MMO and it looks a lot of fun. Lost Ark Online is what it's called, and it's supposed to come to the West, but when you go to lostarkworld.com, that is their website for the English side, they have not put an update on there, an actual news article, since August of 2016. Now, I did find a video on YouTube that showed off some of the gameplay for the closed beta that was supposed to happen, and obviously did, in September. It was September 2016 is the newest video I could find. So I'm hoping the project hasn't been dropped to where we're not going to get to play this game, because it looks absolutely amazing. You know, another game that looks similar to it that I'm definitely probably going to try is Lineage Eternal. It looks really, really good. It looks like it's a lot of fun. Both games will be very grindy, and they'll fit right into that MMO grind, you know, set of videos we're going to do for you guys. So They look good. Lost Ark looks amazing. It looks a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool classes. If you guys haven't seen it yet, just go to YouTube, type in Lost Ark gameplay. You'll get to see a lot of different gameplay. There's a lot of closed beta footage out there from the, the Eastern side, from those guys doing it, and there's some EU/NA people who've got into a closed beta. But at this point, we don't know if the game's going to come to fruition. We would all like it to. We're not sure if it's going to. So keep your eyes out for that. If you have information on that I don't know, or you know where to go look for some stuff. I haven't really read through Reddit yet. But hit me up in the comments below and let me know, because I would really like to see more of that game. I would really like to get a closed beta invite, but I don't see a place to sign up. So let me know if you guys know anything, and I'll appreciate that very much, and we'll make sure we get that footage out there, as long as there's no NDA against us doing that on the NA side. Other than that, guys, that's a lot of talking for this week, more than last week. So like I said, we're starting a new series, the MMO Grind. We're trying to keep the video logs flowing, trying to stay very, very healthy for this, and this 2017, to make sure I do walk my 1,000 miles. My knees feel pretty good at this point. Like I said, I start physical therapy next week, so I'll let you guys know how that's going. And other than that, I can't complain about life, because I've got a pretty damn good life. I get to sit here and talk to you guys. I've got a great job in the Air Force that I absolutely love, and I've been very fortunate for the last 17 years that they've been there for me, and I've had a solid career. Other than that, thanks for watching. As always, you guys are fucking amazing, and I love you, and I'll see you next time.